What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Guys, I am basically a selecting training channel. If you're not a subscriber, you're becoming a selector, you know someone that's a selector, share my channel with them if you stumbled upon me, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, Discord is the warehouse community. We have tons of chat rooms going over there. People just constantly talking every day, either just having fun or helping each other out or just talking the differences between warehouses, whatever the case may be. If you want to give me a thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section below, I really appreciate it, guys. And the reason for all these videos that have been firing out lately is because I've been getting donations and I really appreciate it. I put a lot of time and effort in. I'm not asking for some killer donation, guys. I'm just saying, you know, I need something for my time for doing this, and the donations are coming in, so I'm putting more time into this channel because of the people that donated money. So I really appreciate it because, like I said before, guys, my Google money is not a lot. It's very minute to keep me pushing forward on this, but your donations are definitely clicking through. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to walk through my order because, guys, like I said, I want to break down my order, and I'm hoping with the whole year I'm going to be working overtime. So with all these videos I'm going to be kicking out of my work, I just hope that you guys keep seeing the similarities. And if I keep posting my work, maybe, you know, after, I don't care if it's a 6th video, man, like if I line all that crap up, yeah, okay. He's doing the same thing every time, so I need to do the same thing every time. When you find what works, you keep it. So what did I say on my second cross and T video I did? This basically could be cross and T part 4 if you want to call it that, but because I'm talking about the same concept. But guys, when I have smaller cases that I'm conforming a base with, what do you see? You see that cross comes, I use the cross as the base. If I have solid cases, I use the T. I use the upside down T. But as you can see right here, I have a lot of smaller cases. My cross, that middle section came all the way through my pallet. But if you go back and look on other videos, if I have solid boxes to put back here, it does not come all the way through. It's the upside down T I use. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put my cross and T part 2 and part 3 down in the comment section below. You guys can watch that. But if you're new to the channel, but guys, look, one case in, one case in, one case in, 2 cases back, same thing every single time. Do you notice a pattern between all my videos? And then this center line is just showing you so someone said, what do you mean when you point cases inwards? I'm focusing on this middle part of this pallet. The more cases I have pointing in, the better. When you have 2 is something, you go back. Why? Because the inside is going to be level with the outside. When you take one of these cases and run it the length, and not coming in towards the middle of the pallet, you do not have an inside that is the same. So if I don't have 2 cases that are similar or the same, I'm not doing it. And as you can see right back here, it's a little blurry, this picture. I'm conforming my base. This case right here is lower. When I got this case 3rd, and I had, excuse me, one of these pastas in here. So I just slid the pasta over and stuck this case in the middle. I am too low on my pallet. I'm making a base out of my second pallet. I am not trying to have a lower case on the outside of my corner. If I was up here, I'd probably leave it, but I'm not. I'm down lower. I want to make sure that my higher cases are on the corner and my lower, I don't even care if it's this much, guys. I want that lower case on the inside whenever it's a base. But as you can see, this case here, guys, light coffee, very light coffee. All these heavy cases would smash this case. I toss it to the side. I will throw it up on my front pallet at a later time. All right, guys, so we saw the back end of that cross, which was right here. All right, and that's the red line that you saw. It was facing upwards, but there's the back end of my cross, and there's the top end of the cross. Or you could picture the upside down T. But even though this is a big case, that's fine. I still focus. If I have nice solid cases to stay within this area, I'd rather have a nice solid case around the perimeter of my pallet. That was the other thing that somebody was saying. I think people are getting caught up too much, like I have to follow this for it. No, I focus on keeping the little cases here. If I get a lot of them, I start venturing out the here. If I get a ton of them, I start venturing all the way back. I hope that makes sense, but the main focus is to keep the, almost like an I. I'm not trying to throw another letter onto this crap, but almost like right in this section. If I have solid cases for my outside, I will use them. If I don't, then I got to start keeping the smaller cases within that area. Guys, but once again, facing in, facing in, facing in, facing in, facing in. Everything is facing towards the center line. Every time, all the time. All right, guys, side of my pallet, yellow arrows just pointing to my small cases. I'm building them up, keeping it nice and slender in the middle of that pallet, and I'm building it up. What's all the twos? Two similar cases, back. Two similar cases, side by side. Peanut butter and a jelly. The jelly was just a tad bit higher, so it's on the outside. Two similar cases, and height-wise, not like case-wise, but height-wise. Two similar cases together. Two same cases together. Three same cases together. Two cases, they're going side by side this way. I just want to show you guys, I tell you to keep like cases together. I constantly keep like cases together, and that's all I'm showing you on this side view right here. All right, guys, the back of the pallet, you know, I like to keep my corners level. So when it comes to bigger cases, like big wide cases, I don't want my corner to be lower. I knew these cases in the middle were going to be lower, and as you can see by the red line, my two cases, my two corners are level, and I got a slightly lower inside. So what am I focused on next time? A case going back in the middle and two cases coming in and hopefully leveling off the back. And we'll see if I do that later. I don't even know. Now, I put a single case of oil here. I ended up building a couple cans up to meet this. This was a really heavy case. So I didn't want to stick it in the middle here and have it rock because it was all oil and it was a really heavy case. All right, guys, this is the front of the back of my front pallet that you guys seen. And I just wanted to show you, I did the same exact thing. Level with a lower case in the middle. This is a nice wide case, so I'm going to be able to bring a case in with no problem. It's not going to affect it because it's going to have enough of a case sitting on the level part, and I did this to keep it level. But as you can see, guys, two cases similar together. I put here, there goes the coffee. I'm getting higher up on my pallet, so I took that coffee off my back pallet and I threw it up on the front. But guys, slender cases, this case doesn't stay here. I move it. I just threw it down because I couldn't figure out a place to put it. All right, guys, so this is the back pallet that I left for my pickup order. And like I said, so the end of my shift ended, so whoever is on the next shift is going to finish my order for me. So I want to leave it nice and presentable. And as you can see right here, this is the front of my back pallet. They have 90 cases left, so they have to build everything on the back pallet because my front pallet's already done. So 90 cases that they have to put on this back pallet. And honestly, it shouldn't be a problem because where I left this off in the warehouse, it's all lighter boxes. So they should have no problem finishing out this pallet. We got a nice, 2 liters together. So here, guys, here's the back. So I did not... See, I don't force tie-in. So I told you what I would have liked to done is bring a case over this way. I got the two ketchups together, but I don't force tie-ins. I wait for my opportunity because you never know what type of cases you're getting. And as you can see, this stubby case right here, it's oil. It's just slightly coming over. And I tied in on this side. So you don't always have to tie in the whole way across, but two similar cases together, two the same cases together. All my 2 liters are together because I kept my corners nice and level. That's why it's so important to keep your corners nice and level. And as you can see, guys, the middle comes last. When I get my smaller cases, I will fill in the middle. I am never forcing a layer to be filled. All right, guys, so here is the front of my front pallet. As you can see, tons of different size boxes, but I kept the same concept. Right up the middle is all my small cases. Everything is pointing in to something. Now, if I get 2 skinnier cases of something, I'm going to separate them a little bit. I'm not going to keep them together, separate them. I don't care about little gaps in I'm not going to push this case next to here and then try to squeeze something in the here. I'm just going to separate them and move on with life. But everything's pointing in, guys, the whole way up. I know this is, when you have all these small cases like this, you're forced to column stack. You tie in when you can, which you see, there's tie-ins, but this is when you almost like divide the pallet into sections. I need to tie in this column, tie in this column, tie in the side. That's when you start breaking it down. Like, I just need tie-ins where I could possibly get them, but it's not always going to be that way. Plus, I also left this as a beautiful pickup for someone, but I also took the time to wrap the middle of this pallet. So when they come, they don't have to worry about separating my pallets and wrapping them. They can just back under it and get on and move on with their order. So that's the front. Let's take a look at the back. And here you can see right here, guys, that's where I formed my base, and everything just kept coming in. Even here, guys. So even I get a bigger case, I come in. This is tying in. When you take weight away from the corner, now I got weight coming in here because I got a case on top of here. That's weight distribution. So even though my cases are pointing the same direction, they're still being tied in. People just need to get out of this. I need to change. No, guys, as you could see on all my orders, as many cases as I could possibly point towards the middle of this pallet is pointing towards the middle. When I get to something, they go back the opposite direction. So that is how you leave a pickup order. Now you saw my back pallet there, guys. You know, this is how I'm leaving my nice pallet for someone to stack on. And as you've seen in the thumbnail, this is ridiculous. It happens a lot at our building. And it's just, it needs to be ridiculous. It's just, I hate it. And I know what needs to be done, but I'm just going to shut up about it because it's not my job to say anything about it. But this is just insane. So this is people knowing they're coming towards the end of their shift and they don't have to complete this order. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to bank as much time as possible and just start throwing cases all over the place. And then the next person that comes and picks up this order is getting screwed. So if you're that type of selector, whatever. That's all I got to say about that. All right, guys, so that's the video. So like I said, although I am getting on the topic of pickup orders, if you do have pickup orders at your work, you know, don't leave it unpresentable for somebody else and make it harder on them. Just start their day off crappy. But the main point of this video is also going through my orders and showing you how I do everything the same. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.